A sparking power line in the heart of the River District, creating chaos.
I thought it was a bomb at first because it was crazy. It was loud.
The Fort Myers fire chief saying tonight's scene is one of the most dangerous for his crews. NBC2 with live team coverage you can count on right now.
And we begin with that breaking news at 11. A wild scene in downtown Fort Myers, shutting down streets and evacuating buildings. All right, stop what you're doing. Take a look at this video. This is a fallen power line shooting sparks. Those sparks started a fire inside a law firm that spread to interior walls of downtown buildings. Emergency crews moved in fast, shutting down streets. Broadway was closed from 1st to 2nd Street. 1st Street from Broadway to Monroe Street. They both opened back up just about 10 minutes ago. The line fell just after we went off the air at 6. Crews worked to put out the fire for the next 2 hours, and NBC2 has been live on air and online, keeping you informed of this potentially dangerous situation. NBC2 has live team coverage right now at 11. NBC2's Graham Hunter was there when the power line went down. He's standing by with incredible video and first-hand information. But first, let's go to Andrea Hubble, who is live with the firefight and the impact on downtown. Andrea, what's the situation right now?
Well, the lights just came back here for businesses, but if you take a look around the corner, FPL is still working to get the rest of the power back on for those businesses who have had to turn customers away since about 7 o'clock tonight.
There was popping, like little explosions and stuff.
Sitting out there, watching it, just sitting at work, and boom.
Saw the sparks and some flashing over there on the corner of the building.
If a Wednesday night was already slow,
It started smoldering and saw the little embers start to fall.
business just got slower.
Tonight is going to be a very long night.
A blackout beginning at 7.
That was like, oh boy, now I can't get in the register or anything.
The downtown hub thrown back into the Stone Age because of a fire gutting a Fort Myers law firm.
The lights came back on, and then of course they went back off again for another maybe 30 minutes.
Bar employees blame a transformer blowing, connecting power lines falling onto a building straight across from Hotel Indigo.
And just an explosion.
Be out of power, you're pretty much done for the night.
And while the fire didn't destroy the firm, Wednesday business was shot.
Hopefully we'll get everything back on. So.
I just talked to FPL just a few minutes ago before this story aired. They told me that power is partially back on and they're hoping to restore the rest of it tonight. Live downtown Fort Myers, Andrea Hubble, NBC2.
All right, Andrea, thanks so much. Now, NBC2's Graham Hunter was the first reporter on scene after that power line fell. Tonight, he explains what he saw.
I look over and it's like fireworks are falling down, and right here in the patio.
I was working inside my restaurant and I heard a pop and our power went out.
Outages hit businesses as sparks fell from the sky. An electrical surge brought down more than a power line.
All of a sudden there was boom, boom, flashes. Then the line fell down, landed on the building, and the building caught on fire.
Florida Power and Light shut down power to the area, but the damage was done. The situation grew more serious. A fire started in the law offices of Goldstein, Buckley, Seckman, Rice, and Pertz. Michael Toda saw it all from across the street.
I saw the power line drop and then the corner of the building was on fire. So I called 911.
The Fort Myers Fire Department alongside North Fort Myers Fire Department went to work. The fire, now considered a structure fire, burning inside the walls and ceilings of the law firm.
It's spooky, but again, we're very thankful that no one was hurt and that the fire department responded right away.
These old buildings downtown are very dangerous. They're old masonry, old brick.
3 other fire departments worked to protect the city as the Fort Myers Fire Department put out the flames. What started as a power surge quickly shut down streets as people and adjoining businesses were urged to leave for their safety. Reporting in Fort Myers, Graham Hunter, NBC2.
And the fire is now out. Firefighters tell us the major challenge is making sure there's nothing smoldering in the ceilings or walls. Count on NBC2 to monitor the cleanup process, bring you updates throughout our newscast. All right, thanks, Robert. NBC2 continuing to monitor breaking news after this fallen power line started a fire inside a downtown Fort Myers building. People evacuated the area. First responders closed roads near Broadway and 1st Street. NBC2's Graham Hunter was the first reporter on this scene, and he joins us now live from downtown.
Yeah, good evening, Lisa. Streets here in downtown Fort Myers have just started to open back up within the last 30 minutes or so. This is Main Street. It was staged with multiple fire trucks for several hours this evening. Now it's Florida Power and Light, and you can see back over this direction on Broadway. They still have Broadway back closed over here. Florida Power and Light is working to repair a power line. A building was set on fire. The fire department tells us it was caused by an electrical surge earlier this evening. The power line started that fire inside of a law office. The fire got inside of the walls and the ceilings. It shut down streets. People and businesses nearby had to clear the area. As you can see, Florida Power and Light is all that's left here. The Fort Myers Fire Department left about 30 minutes ago. They had to spend several hours making sure that the fire was out inside of the walls and the ceilings. We are reporting live in downtown Fort Myers. Graham Hunter, NBC2.
All right, thanks, Graham. And count on NBC2 to keep you updated on the cleanup process. We'll bring you the latest information online at NBC-2.com. Also on air starting tomorrow morning with Rachel and Clay at 4:30.
4 in your corner starting tonight with breaking news in downtown Fort Myers. Power crews and firefighters trying to contain a fire in a well-known Southwest Florida law firm. It's right near Main Street and Broadway.
And that's where we find 4 in your corner's Lisa Greenberg. She's there with the latest on what exactly sparked these flames. Lisa.
Patrick and Amy, I just spoke with attorney Jeff Rice. He's the attorney at the law firm where this fire happened. He tells me that no one was injured, but there were a few people inside when this fire happened. He said the building is facing some damage here, but they will be open for business tomorrow. I want to give you a better look at exactly what's going on out here now. You can see that the fire department's ladder is at the top of the building. I'm told the fire is out now, but crews are just making sure their hot spots stay out, that this fire doesn't reignite. They don't want to have to come back here later tonight. Crews have been on scene here since just before 7 o'clock when this small fire started. LCEC is also on scene. As witnesses tell me, this whole fire started when a transformer nearby blew, causing power lines to hit the roof of the building, sparking those flames.
I was walking towards the restaurant and they heard the sound, it sounded like almost like a machine gun, and the power line just fell onto the roof over there, and it happened a couple more times before I made it down. I also wasn't sure if I should go, but I guess it was just on that side of the street.
Now, this fire took about an hour to get under control. The fire crews are still chasing those hot spots to make sure it's completely out, but I want to let you know that the streets here are still blocked off. We're looking at First, Broadway, and Main Streets all blocked off. So if you're looking to get into this area, you may want to avoid it for some time now. For now, reporting live in Fort Myers, Lisa Greenberg, Fox 4, in your corner.
4 in your corner, continuing to follow breaking news in downtown Fort Myers. We're showing you where it's happening. Power crews and firefighters had their hands full with the fire at a very well-known Southwest Florida law firm. It's right near Main Street and Broadway.
And 4 in your corner's Lisa Greenberg rejoining us live now with the latest on this developing story. Lisa, what can you tell us?
Well, Patrick and Amy, the fire is out now and several trucks have left the scene. But if you're looking to head to downtown Fort Myers tonight, you may want to avoid the areas of Broadway and First Street and Main Street. You can see it's blocked off on all sides, but I want to show you where this all went down. If you take a look over here, you can see a fire truck over in the distance. That truck had a ladder reaching to the top of this law office. This is the office of Goldstein, Buckley, Seckman, Rice, and Pertz. Now, to the most important stuff, I just spoke to Jeff Rice. He's an attorney here at this law firm where this fire happened. He told me a couple of people were inside as this was all going on, but that no one was hurt. They are seeing some structure damage. A few of the offices were severely burned, but he assures me they will be open for business tomorrow. The crews have been out here working since around 7 o'clock working this fire. Again, that fire is out now. Firefighters have been putting away the hoses, wrapping things up out here, while others are making sure the fire doesn't start up again, mopping up those hot spots. FPL is also on scene. We're told some of the businesses around here were without power. As witnesses say, this whole fire started when a transformer nearby blew, causing power lines to hit the roof of the building and sparking those flames.
I didn't smell anything till I actually left the building to go get some fresh air, and then all of a sudden I smelled fire and looked down, there's a police car, and I noticed firemen on the building. I'm like, oh.
Now, if you take a close look there in the distance, you can see one of the power lines is hanging. It's not quite upright. It may be a little bit difficult to see, but I'm told that's the power line that hit the top of this building. This fire took about an hour to control. As crews are starting to wrap things up out here, I'll be back out here at 11 with an update, so stick with us. For now, reporting live in downtown Fort Myers, Lisa Greenberg, Fox 4, in your corner. It's out now, and fire crews have cleared the scene, but you can see behind me it's still very active out here. FPL is working to restore the power lines, and if you take a look at the top corner of that law office, you can see a power line dangling up there. I'm told this was the cause of that fire. You can see in the corner of that building some damage. Some of the wall is cracked. This is the law office of Goldstein, Buckley, Seckman, Rice, and Pertz. Now to the more important stuff. I spoke to Jeff Rice, the attorney here at this law firm where this fire happened. He told me a couple people were inside as this was all going on, but no one was hurt. They are seeing some structure damage. A few of the offices are burned severely, but he does assure me they will be open for business tomorrow. Now, crews were on scene here just before 7 o'clock working this fire. Hundreds of people here were without power as this whole fire started when a transformer nearby blew, causing the power line to hit the roof of the building, sparking those flames.
I was walking towards the restaurant, and they heard the sound, like it sounded like almost like a machine gun, and the power line just fell onto the roof over there, and it happened a couple more times before I made it down. I almost wasn't sure if I should go, but I guess it was just on that side of the street.
Now, I'm told this fire took about an hour to get under control, and you can see that FPL crews are out here working. They'll be out here for a little while longer, so you do want to avoid this area of Broadway and First Street and Main Street. And you can count on 4 in your corner, both on air and online, to keep you updated as this situation develops. For now, reporting live in downtown Fort Myers, Lisa Greenberg, Fox 4, in your corner.
With breaking news. Breaking first at 10, this fire is still causing traffic problems and power outages downtown in Fort Myers, and it could be hours before all the power is fully restored. Late into the night, you can see fire crews are still high up on that building's roof working to put out the hot spots. Hello again, everyone. I'm Chris Safadi.
I'm Amanda Hall. So let's get right out to the Night Beat's Corey Lazar live downtown with the breaking details. Corey?
Yeah, that's right. Crews have actually been out here for hours now, making sure this fire doesn't spread to nearby buildings. Right now, crews are on top of the Seckman, the attorney's office here, and they are making sure that everything is okay. They're making sure that nothing reignites and starts back up. Now, we know that 9 customers right now are without power because of this fire. Take a look at some video the Wink News shot. While crews were up on top of the building, you can see smoke coming out of the windows. Now, we're told by fire crews out here that a power line actually fell on top of the building. That sparked a fire and, of course, knocked out power to 9 businesses. Now, one of those businesses is the Hotel Indigo. So you can imagine many people right now are frustrated because they have no power staying in that hotel. We spoke to one man who heard everything that happened moments just right before the fire started. Take a listen.
There was a big boom, and then all the electricity went out, and there was smoke coming out of the corner of the building.
Right? Now, just moments ago, crews were actually towing away a few cars that were parked in front of this building. They had to get to different parts of the building that the cars were blocking. 9 customers still without power because of this fire. The fire is out. The good news is that no one was in the building and no one is hurt because of it. Hotel Indigo is without power as well. Right now, there's no word on when that power will be restored. Count on Wink News to let you know as soon as we learn any new developments. Live on the Night Beat, Corey Lazar, Wink News.
It started tonight with a spark, then turned to flames in downtown Fort Myers.
Sitting up there, watching it, just sitting at work, and boom.
Roads closed, power out, businesses losing money.
To be out of power, that's you're pretty much done for the night, you know.
And now at 11, we are taking you through what happened from the minute a fire sparked tonight to the second it was snuffed out. I'm Jeff Butera.
I'm Krista Fogelsong. The fire started about 6:30 tonight in downtown Fort Myers when a transformer blew up and a power line came on down. Take a look. You can see the flames were on Broadway, right near the Hotel Indigo in the heart of the downtown entertainment district. Firefighters fought it for hours, shutting down multiple streets.
ABC 7's Graham Hunter has new video of the fire for you tonight. Talked to witnesses. He's live downtown where some streets have just reopened.
Krista, Jeff, good evening. Within the last 20 minutes, some of the roads here have started to open back up. This is Main Street here behind me. You can see it's still a very active scene. Florida Power and Light has several vehicles that are staged out here. They showed up here at about 6:30 when this power line surged, causing outages throughout the downtown area. They couldn't do anything, though, because I want to show you what happened here behind me on Broadway. There's a building here that caught on fire this evening. FP&L had to wait until the Fort Myers Fire Department was able to get that fire out. That happened within just the last 20 minutes, and FP&L is working to repair that power line.
I look over and it's like fireworks are falling down, and right here in the patio.
I was working inside my restaurant and I heard a pop and our power went out.
Outages hit businesses as sparks fell from the sky. An electrical surge brought down more than a power line.
All of a sudden there was boom, boom, flashes. Then the line fell down, landed on the building, and the building caught on fire.
Florida Power and Light shut down power to the area, but the damage was done. The situation grew more serious. A fire started in the law offices of Goldstein, Buckley, Seckman, Rice, and Pertz. Michael Toda saw it all from across the street.
I saw the power line drop, and then the corner of the building was on fire. So I called 911.
The Fort Myers Fire Department, alongside North Fort Myers Fire Department, went to work. The fire, now considered a structure fire, burning inside the walls and ceilings of the law firm.
It's spooky, but again, we're very thankful that no one was hurt and that the fire department responded right away.
These old buildings downtown are very dangerous. They're old masonry, old brick.
3 other fire departments worked to protect the city as the Fort Myers Fire Department put out the flames. What started as a power surge quickly shut down streets as people in adjoining businesses were urged to leave for their safety. Well, it's just a couple of hours of work left for Florida Power and Light until they are able to fix the power line here behind me. The fire itself has actually been out for several hours. It started around 6:30. The Fort Myers Fire Department tells me they had that out by 7:30, but they had to spend the next several hours making sure that there was no smoldering left in the walls or the ceiling, so they were pulling insulation out of the walls. It took several hours for them to make sure that that fire was completely out. Reporting live in downtown Fort Myers, Graham Hunter, ABC 7.
All right, thank you, Graham. Let's get you more right now. The power outages caused by this fire obviously having a big impact tonight on all those businesses downtown. Many witnesses the explosion this evening, and we talked with several businesses and the witnesses and employees who described what happened and what a night out of business does for them.
Sitting up there, watching it, just sitting at work, and boom.
Oh boy, now I can't get in the register or anything. The lights came back on, and then of course they went back off again for another maybe 30 minutes.
Businesses inside the hub between 1st and 2nd Street are expecting power to be on sometime tonight. As you just heard, FPL is still working on that. ABC 7 is still working to find out what caused tonight's fire. We'll continue to update you on the latest developments as we get them.
New this morning, a wild scene in downtown Fort Myers. Businesses in the area forced to turn away customers for hours as crews worked to get power back on in the area. Broadway was closed down from 1st to 2nd Street, and then on 1st Street from Broadway to Monroe Street. A power line burst into flames before 7 o'clock last night. Then the power line fell onto the law firm Goldstein, Buckley, Chechman, Rice, and Pertz, which is right across from the Hotel Indigo, sparking a fire inside the building. It was put out quickly, but surrounding businesses on the Patio de Leon were without lights for at least 4 hours.
Sitting up there, watching it, just sitting at work, and boom.
The lights came back on, and then of course they went back off again for another maybe 30 minutes.
Now, at last check, most of the power was restored to the bars and restaurants affected. We are working to find out exactly how much damage the fire caused.
All of a sudden there was boom, boom, flashes. Then the line fell down, landed on the building, and the building caught on fire.
Yeah, some frightening moments in the historic downtown Fort Myers district. So here's what exactly happened here. A power line randomly sparked, and that caused a fire to break out at a nearby law firm. This is where it happened, near the alleyway of Patio de Leon there in downtown Fort Myers. And the flames burst up right near Broadway and First Streets. That's at the Goldstein, Buckley, Seckman, Rice, and Pertz law firm, a very popular law firm. NBC2's Gabrielle Shirley is live with the latest details from overnight. Gabby?
Yes, Clay, all the activity happened right here on Broadway. Now, let me show you exactly what's going on right now. That caution tape, that was put up about 20 minutes ago. However, the truck beyond that belongs to a property restoration company, and they said they've been here for hours this morning. I spoke to someone who works for that company. They tell me they were up fixing the roof of the law firm. That's where the fire started. Now, right now, it appears that they are bringing down that crane, again, fixing the roof. I asked the person with the company how much damage is inside the building, and he told me it's very, very wet. Now, I spoke to the electric company FPL this morning. They said when the fire initially sparked and that power outage happened, there were 221 customers without power. Right now, we know that 8 customers are still without it this morning. Last night, when all of this was going on, we spoke to some business employees, and they described the scene to us.
Sitting up there, watching it, just sitting at work, and boom.
We popped outside here real quick to see what was going on, and saw the sparks and some flashing over there on the corner of the building, and then after that it started smoldering, and saw the little embers start to fall.
Right now, we're pressing for answers just as to what caused that power line to burst. We'll also continue to keep you updated to see if those 8 remaining customers do regain power this morning. Live here in downtown Fort Myers, Gabrielle Shirley, NBC2.
Gabby, thanks for the update. And right now, too, we know there are still 8 customers without power. We are being told FPL is working with businesses to get their power on for businesses before they open this morning. It's 6:31. Power was just restored in the last half hour for just several businesses in downtown Fort Myers. After this fallen power line started shooting sparks last night around 6 o'clock. And that led to this inside a law firm, a very popular one there, Goldman, Buckley, Seckman, Rice, and Pertz, that spread to interior walls of downtown buildings. Fire crews did close a few streets to help fight the blaze. Those are back open this morning. So here's a closer look at where this happened. The sparking power line was near the alleyway of Patio de Leon, and the fire here broke out moments later, and that started on Broadway and First Streets. NBC2's Gabrielle Shirley has been downtown all morning. All right, Gabby, power was restored there in just the last half hour, so things are improving.
Yes, absolutely. Very exciting for these downtown businesses as they get their Thursday started. It's been busy all morning. I got here around 4:30. Let me show you where the activity is focused here. This is Broadway Street. This is where the fire started last night. Now, right now, there's a property restoration company on scene. I spoke to one of their employees, and he tells me they're working to fix the roof of the law firm. That's where the fire was last night. Now, I asked him if he knew the extent of the damage to that building, and he says right now he's not entirely sure, but he did tell me the building was very, very wet. Now, we've been on the phone with FPL all morning. Right now, we know that all power has been restored, but when this initially happened last night, 221 customers were without it, and then earlier this morning, there were only 8. Now, we spoke to business employees last night. We asked them to describe the scene for us. They tell us they were worried about the safety of their customers as well as the success of their businesses.
Oh man, to be out of power, that's you're pretty much done for the night. You know, you really can't conduct business without the power. You know, especially if you're running on a computer system. You know, it takes you back to the Stone Age.
Aggravated. Hopefully it'll come back on. If not, we're just gonna have to work through the week.
Now, I asked FPL what exactly caused that power line to burst. They tell me right now they're still investigating. We'll bring you more information when we have it. Live here in downtown Fort Myers, Gabrielle Shirley, NBC2.
Live, the news you count on. NBC2, News at 11.
All of a sudden there was boom, boom, flashes. Then the line fell down, landed on the building, and the building caught on fire.
Frightening moments in the historic downtown Fort Myers district. A power line randomly sparked
and that caused a fire at a nearby law firm. This is where it happened, near the alleyway of Patio de Leon. It erupted near Broadway and First Streets. New at 11, NBC2's Gabrielle Shirley is downtown in Fort Myers. She joins us live with the latest details from overnight. Gabrielle, what's the scene look like there now?
Well, Chad, I just spoke to a partner at this law firm within the past hour. He says right now no one is working inside the building with the exception of maintenance crews. Now let me show you exactly what we're dealing with. You can see the law firm. It's the blue awning. That's where the law firm is located. You can see trucks and trailers parked outside. We do know a property restoration company was here on scene last night. They started working to repair the damage this morning at around 4 a.m. Now, the partner at that law firm, he says the worst damage was contained to 2 offices inside the building. One did not have a ceiling and the other had holes in the walls, and that was a result of firefighters trying to fight the flames that were trapped there. Now, he says luckily the fire wasn't bad enough to set off the sprinkler system inside. So although the building is wet because of the water firefighters used on the outside of it, he says it could have been much, much worse. Right now they're dealing with a heavy smoke smell, and people here in this area, they're just wondering how this could have happened.
Well, I think it's kind of bizarre, you know, that that power line would fall right over on that building. It makes me feel kind of uneasy a little bit, you know. I like to park in here every morning and we're blocked off. We can't. But, you know, I'm just glad that nobody was hurt.
Now we are pressing the power company for answers. We want to know how that power line could have burst. As for this law firm, I'm told they should be back in the building on Monday. Live here in downtown Fort Myers, Gabrielle Shirley, NBC2.
The power line started shooting sparks near the alley of Patio de Leon by the Celsius nightclub. Then moments later, flames broke out. That fire got inside the walls of a building, and new at noon, we are taking you inside the law firm dealing with a lot of damage today. NBC2's Gabrielle Shirley reports from downtown Fort Myers.
Yes, right now we're getting our first look inside the law firm, and I want to show you this office. This is the worst one. It looks pretty bad. You can see keyboards melted here, lots of debris everywhere on the floor. The ceiling is not even there. I'm told that's where the fire was contained. The managing partner at the firm tells us the other offices have holes in the walls from where the firefighters battled the flames. But he could not thank the department enough today. He says they acted quickly and they worked to protect as much as they could inside the building.
We are blessed in Fort Myers to have a set of first responders that are better than any that I've ever seen. I mean, they were on the scene right away. They actually went in as they were remediating the fire, and they put tarps over the desks and papers, and that's very important for us as a law firm.
Again, the managing partner here at this law firm wanted to reiterate that no client files were compromised because of the fire. He even tells us that people will be back working in the building as early as tomorrow. Now, as for FPL, we want to know how a burst power line could spark this blaze. What caused the power line to burst in the first place? We've asked them this question, and they say right now they're still investigating. Here in Fort Myers, Gabrielle Shirley, NBC2.
Well, power crews and firefighters have been working through the night to contain a fire at a well-known Southwest Florida law firm. This after a fire broke out last night near Main Street and Broadway. And that's where we find 4 in Your Corner's Malcolm Johnson, who has more on what sparked the flames. Good morning, Malcolm.
Hey, good morning, Warren. Well, the fire has been put out. It was put out last night. Took crews about a little over an hour to take out the flames, but the cleanup process is just beginning, and that's where I want to take you all right now. You see crews on top of the roof. This is a property restoration company. They are repatching holes in the roof. There is some structure damage that occurred at this law firm. Crews got here just before 7 o'clock. The fire started when a transformer nearby blew, causing power lines to hit the roof of the building, sparking flames. Now let's take some look at some video from last night as this fire first occurred. You can see some of the crews when they first got here, people walking throughout the downtown area. The good news in this fire is that no one was hurt. Fox 4 got a chance to speak with one of the lawyers at this law firm, Jeff Rice. Take a listen as he reflects on the fire itself.
A lot of smoke damage, a lot of fire in the walls, and we're very fortunate that Fort Myers Fire Department responded quickly, got it under control. Spent a lot of time. There's a lot of areas that they had to go because the fire kept migrating.
Back now on the scene, you can see the crews up top on top of the roof hammering away there, trying to repatch some of the holes from the damage here that occurred inside of this law firm. The good news is no one was injured. Many of the streets downtown were blocked off at the time of the fire, but right now all of the roads are clear. Reporting in downtown Fort Myers, Malcolm Johnson, Fox 4, in your corner.
Welcome back. It's 5:29. Power crews and firefighters have been working throughout the night to contain a fire at a well-known Southwest Florida law firm. This after a fire broke out yesterday evening near Main Street and Broadway. And that's where we find 4 in your corner's Malcolm Johnson, who has more on what sparked the flames. Malcolm.
Hey, Warren, the fire is out, but the aftermath, the cleanup, that's now just beginning. If you hear that loud beeping noise going on behind me, that's a cleanup crew, a power restoration crew. What they're doing is restoring some of the roof because parts of the roof were damaged and they need to patch them up. Several holes at the top of that roof. So these crews, they've been out here since we got here around 5 a.m. this morning. Right now, I want you all to take a look at some video from when we first got here. 2 FPL trucks driving off of the scene, restoring power. We've been told that some people at Hotel Indigo on Broadway Street actually lost power. So we believe that they've been restoring power throughout the morning. Again, there was some structure damage to the building. This fire started when a transformer nearby blew, causing power lines to hit the roof of the building, which sparked some flames. Now I want you guys to look at some of the video from when the fire first occurred. Again, power crews arrived, firefighters were also on the scene. Took them a little over an hour to take out the fire altogether. Several people were inside of the building when the fire began, but no one was hurt. We got a chance to speak with one woman who was walking by when the fire initially occurred. Let's take a listen.
I was walking towards the restaurant and they heard the sound, like it sounded like almost like a machine gun, and the power line just fell onto the roof over there.
Okay. So again, the fire hurt nobody. No one was injured that was inside of the building. That's the good news here. Tape was just put down at the end of the street on Broadway, so this street is being blocked off. Last night when the fire initially occurred, several streets downtown were blocked off, but you cannot drive down Broadway if you're downtown this morning. Reporting in downtown Fort Myers, Malcolm Johnson, Fox 4, in your corner.
Power crews and firefighters have been working throughout the night to contain a fire at a well-known Southwest Florida law firm. This after a fire broke out last night near Main Street and Broadway. And that's where we find 4 in your corner's Malcolm Johnson, who has more on what sparked the flames. Malcolm?
Yeah, Warren, the fire is out. It was put out late last night. It got started just a little bit before 7 o'clock. And right now behind me, these crews have just finished working. They've been working all morning to patch up the top of the roof. There was some structure damage here. They've been working since the time we got here, a little bit before 5 a.m. this morning. Now, this fire all started when a transformer nearby blew, causing power lines to hit the roof of the building, which sparked some flames. Now I want you guys to check out some video from when we first got here of 2 FPL trucks as they were seen pulling off from the scene. We believe that they were working to restore power here in the area. We've been told that at Hotel Indigo, there were several people who lost power. Hotel Indigo here on Broadway Street. That's where this law firm is. It is Goldstein, Buckley, Schechtman, Rice, and Pertz law firm. It's a very popular law firm right downtown. Now, power crews and firefighters were here on the scene for over an hour working to take out the flames. Several people were actually inside of the law firm when the fire began, but no one was hurt. That's the good news. So you all are checking out some of the scene from when the fire first took place last night. Now, one of the lawyers took the time to speak with Fox 4 News. Take a listen to him as he speaks about some of the smoke damage that he saw when he went inside of his firm.
A lot of smoke damage, a lot of fire in the walls, and we're very fortunate that Fort Myers Fire Department responded quickly, got it under control. Spent a lot of time. There's a lot of areas that they had to go because the fire kept migrating.
Now you're looking at crews going inside and outside of the law firm where they still do not have power. These crews have been here, like I said, all morning. And this is something that's going to be taking place throughout the rest of the morning. Now, when it comes to the traffic has been shut off between Broadway and West 1st and Main Street on this side. So you cannot drive down Broadway between West 1st and Main Street. Reporting in downtown Fort Myers, Malcolm Johnson, Fox 4, in your corner.
Power crews and firefighters have been working through the night to contain a fire at a well-known Southwest Florida law firm. This after a fire broke out last night near Main Street and Broadway. And that's where we find 4 in Your Corner's Malcolm Johnson, who has more on what sparked the flames. Good morning, Malcolm.
Hey, good morning, Warren. The good news is nobody was hurt in this fire, but check this out. This truck is from crews that were here earlier on this morning. They were on top of the roof, kind of patching up the roof because there was some damage on top there. So they had been working throughout the morning to repatch it. Now I want to take you over this way to give you an idea as to what the front door looks like here. They lost power inside of this building, and power still has not been restored here, but crews have also been going in and outside of this law firm. It's the Goldstein, Buckley, Ketchman, Rice, and Pertz law firm. You see their commercials from time to time. It's a pretty popular law firm. Now I want you guys to get some video, take a look at some video from earlier this morning of 2 FPL trucks that were pulling off of the scene when we first arrived here. We believe that they were restoring power to some units in the area. This is Broadway Street. We've been told by some people that power had been lost by some folks over at Hotel Indigo, which is here on Broadway Street. Now go ahead and take a look at some of the video that was taken when the fire first took place last night. Happened a little bit before 7 o'clock. The good news is, again, no one was hurt inside of the law firm, but we did get a chance to speak with one woman who was walking by just after the fire took place.
I was walking towards the restaurant, and they heard the sound, like it sounded like almost like a machine gun, and the power line just fell onto the roof over there.
Yeah, so power lines falling right now. You're getting a look at some of the roof damage on the top of the law firm. Again, nobody injured in this fire. Now I want to give our viewers some traffic information, those that might be starting their morning commute. The roadway is blocked off here on Broadway between West 1st in this direction and Main Street in this direction. So you cannot drive on Broadway between West 1st and Main Street, but you can get your Starbucks on the corner of Broadway. I know a lot of people need their morning coffee before they get their day started. Reporting in downtown Fort Myers, Malcolm Johnson, Fox 4, in your corner.
Roads are closed this morning in downtown Fort Myers after a fire breaks out at a well-known Southwest Florida law firm. Power crews and firefighters have been working through the night to clean up after the fire, which started yesterday evening near Main Street and Broadway. And that's where we find 4 in Your Corner's Malcolm Johnson, who has more on what sparked the blaze. Good morning, Malcolm.
Yeah, Warren, crews were working through the night. It took them just over an hour to fix this fire and take it out completely. Take a look now for yourself. It's been taped off. This is the law firm of Goldstein, Buckley, Ketchman, Rice, and Pertz. It's a popular law firm on Broadway Street in downtown Fort Myers. They've been working, going inside of the building, trying to restore power and fix some of the smoke damage. Now let's take a look at some of the video earlier this morning of FPL trucks as they took off from the scene, leaving here, trying to restore some of the power. We've been told that some folks inside of the Hotel Indigo lost power last night. Now, in terms of folks inside of the law firm, there were a couple people inside, but luckily no one was injured, something we're very thankful to report this morning. We got a chance to speak with one woman yesterday as she was walking by in the neighborhood as the fire occurred.
A lot of smoke damage, a lot of fire in the walls, and we're very fortunate that Fort Myers Fire Department responded quickly, got it under control. Spent a lot of time. There's a lot of areas that they had to go because the fire kept migrating.
That was actually Jeff Rice there. He's one of the attorneys here at the law firm. Now you're getting a look at some of the roof damage. Crews were actually here throughout the morning patching up some of the roof damage. Again, the good news to report is no one was injured that was inside of the building during the fire. In terms of traffic, Broadway has been shut down between West 1st Street and Main Street. That's between West 1st and Main Street. Broadway is shut down. Reporting in downtown Fort Myers, Malcolm Johnson, Fox 4, in your corner.
Roads are closed this morning in downtown Fort Myers after a fire broke out at a well-known Southwest Florida law firm last night. Power crews and firefighters have been working throughout the night to contain the fire that happened near Main Street and Broadway. And that's where we find 4 in Your Corner's Malcolm Johnson, who has more on what sparked the flames. Good morning, Malcolm.
Yeah, Warren, you said it. Crews were here working throughout the night to put out this fire. It took them just over an hour to do so, but I want to start with the origin of this fire. It happened when a power line blew and it knocked down, or a transformer blew, knocking down some power lines, and that's when some of the structural damage was done, especially to the top of the roof. When we first got here this morning, they were repatching the roof. Took them a good amount of time to hammer away there, and they've got that done, but throughout the last hour or so, we've seen crews going inside of the law firm, trying to get the electricity restored inside of the building. They've been putting transformers inside as well. Right now, I want you all to take a look at some video from when we first got here. 2 FPL trucks pulling off of the scene here on Broadway. They had been working to restore power. We'd gotten word that some folks lost power inside of Hotel Indigo last night. Now, in terms of folks that were inside of the building, there were a couple, but no one was injured. That's the good news. Fox 4 got a chance to speak with one woman who was walking by the scene just after the fire occurred. Take a listen as she reflects on it.
I was walking towards the restaurant, and they heard the sound, like it sounded like almost like a machine gun, and the power line just fell onto the roof over there.
Scary moments, but everyone was okay, and that is the good news and the news we are thankful to report this morning. Right now, you're getting a look at West 1st Street. Broadway Street is blocked off, and Broadway is blocked off between West 1st and Main Street in the other direction. So if you find yourself downtown this morning and you need to go on Broadway, you can't. It's blocked off. No telling how long it will be blocked off, but you can make your way to Starbucks, which is on the corner. For now, reporting in downtown Fort Myers, I'm Malcolm Johnson, Fox 4, Rising.
Justice. And we got our first look today at the damage inside a downtown Fort Myers office building that caught fire and prompted the evacuation of several businesses last night. The fire started at Broadway and Main Streets after a power line fell on the roof of the building. You can see a melted keyboard, debris on the floor. It's a mess inside. No one was hurt.
Power back on tonight at businesses in downtown Fort Myers. Firefighters say a power line suddenly broke and hit the Goldstein, Buckley, Seckman, Rice, and Pertz law firm. The flames causing significant damage to the firm, but thankfully, everyone inside made it out safely. The power outage affecting a number of surrounding businesses. Crews with FPL got things back up and running around 4 o'clock this morning.
New developments tonight at 5. Wink News first to take you inside the damaged downtown Fort Myers law firm after a fire last night. This is Goldstein, Buckley, Seckman, Rice, and Pertz, and this is what it looks like after last night's fire along Broadway and First. The area was closed without power for more than 10 hours overnight. A blown transformer right near this building sparked the entire thing. Wink News reporter Nicole Valdez begins our live team coverage now with more on the cleanup.
That's right, we're just outside that law firm. You can see behind me outside, it doesn't look too bad, but inside, it's a very different story. At least 2 offices have been badly damaged by yesterday's flames, and water and smoke still lingering inside today.
And I could see sparks coming from the left-hand side of the law office, and I saw the building catch fire in the top right-hand corner.
Today, the aftermath of a fire that badly damaged this downtown law firm. Pieces of the roof and walls scattered all over, and water flooding the floors and workspaces.
Yeah, it's upsetting, but you know what? I thank God no one's hurt. That's the important thing. Property damage can always be fixed.
But this scene isn't new. Managing partner Jeff Rice says this power pole has already fallen on his office once before.
Maybe a month and a half ago, the same power line fell. The transformer across the street blew.
As crews work to get the mess cleaned up, Rice tells Wink News he may consider taking it a step further this time.
I'm not going to do anything rash. I'm going to have it investigated. I have opinions as to what the cause was, and then depending on what the cause was and what the cost of remediation is and what we have to do, then I'll weigh my options at that time.
Now we want to give you a closer look. This is the exact point where that power pole hit this law firm building. Now again, Rice tells us that despite all the damage, they do plan to stay open today and as well as continuing on forward. They don't know when the repairs will be finished, but they do want to remind everyone that fortunately no client information was damaged. We're live in downtown Fort Myers. I'm Nicole Valdez, Wink News. Now.
All right, thank you very much, Nicole. Complete team coverage all new this hour. The fire was the second time in roughly 1 month that a power line fell at the same place downtown. The last time it did not start a fire, but did shut down a street for a time. So we wondered what is going on with the lines downtown. Wink News senior reporter Mike Walcher tried to get some answers. He's now live there.
Yeah, Florida Power and Light says that a line fell, a power line came down, but it doesn't know what caused it to do so, and it doesn't know how old that line was. To make sure this doesn't happen again, crews have replaced all 3 of the power lines at this span. These are brand new connectors and lines. During the incident, 8 customers, including the Indigo Hotel, had no power until Thursday morning.
People who were downtown say Wednesday night's incident started with a slight power surge about 6:20, then a stronger surge a few minutes after that.
6:25 exactly is when I called 911 that the transformer blew again for the second time, and a live wire ran across the street to the lawyer's building and started a fire. I was sparking, it ran across the road, it climbed the side of the building, and then you could see it on top of the roof of the law firm.
Managing partner at the law firm, Jeff Rice, says maybe a month ago, a power line at the same location fell, shutting down Broadway. A woman who lives and works downtown says these power problems are becoming more than a casual nuisance.
Another transformer blew about 6 months ago downtown here, and it did affect our power for about the whole day, so it seems to happen a lot.
FPL says it will continue to investigate what caused the power line to come down and cause the fire. Live in Fort Myers, I'm Mike Walcher, Wink News Now.